Oh yeah, Ryan from Ryan's Predator Flies. I've got my size 2 hook. Let's tie some wiggle tails. So I've got my wiggle tail. I don't want this one too long, so I am going to bring it forwards a fair bit. Just going to tie that in. These are probably one of the easiest predator flies, or lures if you like. It's not a traditional fly. Just trim off the excess. Just going to lock all of that in. Wicked. Right. So now what I like to do, I like to just blob a super glue. Fix all that into place. And then a bit of marabou. So grab your marabou. I'm going to use, let's go for white first. Let's tie some white in. Which bit's nicer to use? Let's use this one. Just going to trim off the end of that just so it ties in a bit nicer. So lose those loose fibres. I'm just going to tie a real big chunk of marabou in just at the end of the wiggle tail, and then bring your thread forwards. It'll look something like this, and then usually on saddle hackle and stuff like that, I'll use hackle pliers, but I'm just going to whip this round and then pull it out after. What I like to do as well is just pull the fibres back. Let's wind my, I'm going to push the fibres back. Let's wind the thread back down because I've gone a little bit too far up the shank, and tie all this in. Just lock all that into place. And just wind your thread forwards again a little bit. What this will do in the water is amazing. Because these fibres are so light and fluffy, they sort of almost pulse. So we've got that one in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blob a super glue again just to lock those in and secure them. Awesome. Like I say, if any fibres do get stuck in the wrapping process when you're tying it in, you can pull them out and pluck them out. It's looking alright. Going to come in again with another white. It's quite a thick one, that. Will that wrap? It should wrap okay. In fact, I'm going to take a little bit off this. Trim your little ends off. You just want enough just to be able to tie it in. Then come back up to the part you've just glued. Wrap it. Get that secure. Bring your thread forwards. Remember, you can always wind that thread back if you think you've come too far forwards. And then same process again. This one's got some smaller hackle on it, so just pull it back, wrap round, pull all your fibres back, round again. Now I'm going to lock that one off there. Just going to bring the thread back, get that secure. Trim off your excess. Like so. I'm just going to get the brush on this one and just pluck out some of the fibres. Excellent. Right, now I think I'm going to finish this off with let's add a black head onto it. See, so I don't normally tie eyes onto these. I like to use them and just work them across the bottom really slowly. But this is a nice piece of marabou, so we'll get this one tied in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim the fat end off again. Pull the loose fibres out and grip it nice and tight. And then tie down 2 loose wraps and then pull. And then work that thread up to the eye. What I like to do is just build a little bit up at the base of the eye. Just stops the thread sliding into the eye of the hook. And then what I'm going to do is, same process again. Get your threads backwards and wrap around. Try and keep your threads pulled back. The hackle, sorry, not the threads. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tie that off now. Bring that round the eye there to lock that in. Pull it tight and then wrap it to lock it in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off now, just so I can see what I'm doing. Right, so starting to take shape now. What I'm going to do is a couple more wraps, pull that tight, get the brush in it. Just loosen some of those fibres up. Ow, don't catch yourself on the hook. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie off. Now it's up to you how far up you bring the hackle, the marabou, up to the eye of the hook. But I like to leave a bit there so you've got enough room to play with. And there is a lot of attraction on there. So like I say, you're not restricted to colour. You can do any colour you could imagine. Right, that's all tied off. I'm just going to trim off those hackles there. Just going to finish this with super glue and then later on I will UV glue it. Also, what you notice as well is, I know you can't see it, the eye of the hook is covered with a bit of feather. I'm not sure if you can see. What I like to do is just heat up like a sewing pin, sewing needle. Heat that up gently and just stick it through. That will then clear out the eye of the hook. And it's good to go. But that is as simple as it gets. Messy, buggy little wiggle tail. But these fish, awesome. All this marabou shrinks down real small. And you get all that attraction in there as well. So as usual, if you've liked the video, please like, share and subscribe. share it around with friends and family that are into predator fishing, and check out Ryan's Predator Flies. Thanks for watching.